Hey everyone, thanks for joining GW Xavier Mohr, coming to you from Indiana with our Legacy of Love Project Playbook resized from 12 by 12 to the scrap journal size of 6 3/4 by 10. This is the final project, number 5, that we're going to make today. And we're going to need the Harlequin print. We're going to need this notebook print. We're going to need some hot fudge cardstock, your scrap journal paper, page, the geometric gems chain BMC, and your adhesives, regular and repositional, whichever one you prefer, or both if you like, and your trimmer. So first up, I already have our other side completed here. We're going to make the hot fudge border. So if you don't want to deal with funny measurements, you can certainly cut 6 3/4 by 10 and adhere that across the whole page, and then put the other prints on top. If you want to cut out the border to save some cardstock, that's what I'm going to demo next. So get your hot fudge cardstock and your trimmer. And so first off, we're going to want to cut our hot fudge at 3.5 by 10. So again, that's 3.5 by 10. I'm going to pull in my arm here because I'm not going to really need it for the next part. I'm going to turn my trimmer sideways, and from an earlier video, if you remember, we've got the measurements along the side here. So I'm going to use those to guide my cuts to create that 1/4 inch edge mat. Okay, and I'm going to cut out the piece here. So again, that 1/4 inch, I'm going to align the edge of my cardstock to the 1/4 inch mark on my trimmer, which is about where the mat meets the trimmer. And I'm going to bring it all the way to the top or the edge here. And I'm going to line up to that 1/4 inch mark. Close my arm. So for this particular cut, I want to bring it into, I'm going to bring my blade housing over to 3 1/8, I believe. Let me double check that measurement. No. Sorry, it's going to be 3 1/4. That was an old measurement I have. I'm going to bring it to the 3 1/4 mark, and then I'm just going to cut all the way through. Okay. So I'm going to line up the white line on my blade housing to 3 1/4, which is here. And I'm going to cut all the way up or over. Flip it around, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I want to make sure that the cut edge is facing the top here, because I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm going to come to 3 1/4 and cut all the way across. Let's bring this to 3 1/4, cut all the way over. Now I'm going to turn it lengthwise, widthwise, whichever wise that is. Do the same thing. Bring that edge to that 1/4 mark. If I wanted to, for something easy as well, I could rotate my trimmer again so that I can see my guide line on my blade housing match up to the lines that I've already cut here. But if you don't want to rotate it, it's going to be 1/4 from the top, and you're going to bring that all the way down to 9 3/4. And we should just need to just pull this gently away. If you need to use micro tip scissors to just get in there and just make that final little snip, you've got some extra cardstock you can use. Okay, put that aside. The next pieces I'm going to cut are my Harlequin and my notebook. Oops, my trimmer's upside down. Flip that over. And I already have these pre-cut only because I was going along and my device ran out of video storage, so I had to redo this. So I'm not going to recut them, but I will walk you through those cuts. So the Harlequin paper cut, you're going to bring that to 3.5 and cut, and then 9 9/16. So that's a fun little measurement. 9 9/16. So again, use the guide that's on the handout. There's a little ruler that kind of gives us each of these increments. 9 9/16 is the first mark past the 1/2 inch point. I'm going to bring this up here. So here is the 1/2 inch mark. The 9/16 mark is this little one right next to it. So you're going to line up your Harlequin paper to 9 9/16. No, sorry. 3.5 first, 3.5. And then you're going to do 9 9/16, okay, which will give us this cut. For the notebook page, we are going to cut the size of 3 3/16 by 10. So 3 3/16, the 3/16 mark is between 1/8 and 1/4 or a quarter. So here we've got the 2 inch mark there. Here's our quarter, here's our 1/8. It's in between. Okay, so again, use that cutting measurement guide in the handout just to kind of help you as well. So you're going to bring that to 3 3/16. So 3 1/8. There's my 3/16. I'm going to cut there, and then careful with the orientation of this paper because there is this top margin. So you may want to rotate it this way and then cut at your 10 inch mark to give you a cut that is similar to this. You're then going to use your BMC with the geometric gem chain. I used cool gray cardstock. I felt that that kind of fit a lot better than using the opposite side of the Harlequin print. I felt like this was a little too dark for it, so I went with cool gray cardstock, and I cut out, I did one strip of the geometric gem chain, which I then cut at the 9 9/16 mark first, and then I cut it in half. So again, I took one strip of the geometric gem chain, which was a 12-inch border punch. I trimmed it to 9 9/16, and then I put it on my trimmer and cut it in half so that I have the 2 half pieces here. Cut them in half because I only want half of it on here. If you want both, go ahead. I just felt that to maximize the space that I have to fit journaling or stickers, embellishments, photos, whatnot, I would go with half of the gem chain in there. So that's what I did. We're then going to adhere these to our pages. So I gotta get my pieces. I got all my pieces again here. Okay. Gotta cut get my hot fudge border. Oopsie. Okay. And since I'm doing the left page, I want to put my border to the left. So I'm just gonna rotate that a bit just so I can see a little bit better where I'm placing this. And I'm just gonna bring that border right to the jeeping edge and adhere at the top and the bottom. I'm then going to grab my Harlequin print and I'm going to insert that. There might be a slight overlay, that's okay. It's just to make sure that we've got our bases covered there. And then I'm going to get my notebook paper. I'm going to bring that to the other edge of the jeeping. And adhere. Oops. These are getting off-centered for me there. Okay. I'm then going to put repo adhesive onto the the border punches, and then I'm going to adhere them, having the triangle part come away from the edge of the page, so going towards the stapled part, just on the edge along the seam from the Harlequin and the hot fudge. Okay, so now I can go ahead and do photos. Again, photo placement, we've got 4x4s, 3x4s, 3.5x5, 3x3s, any combination. Again, take into account mats, stickers, embellishments, journaling, whatever you are needing to incorporate here as well. And that concludes our Scrap Playbook resized journey. We've done all 5 layouts in the Legacy of Love Project Playbook. And stay tuned, there might be a bonus one coming your way as well. So be on the lookout for that. And if you have any questions or needs, definitely reach out to your favorite advisor, reach out to me. Happy to help anytime. If you need any supplies for this project, if you'd like to shop with me, you certainly can on my Creative Memories website, which is creativememories.com/cm/gm83. Again, that's creativememories.com/cm/gm83. And make sure you're shopping with GW Xavier Mohr from Indiana, or shop with your favorite advisor. And happy scrapping.